Honey, child, sweetie, sis. Y'all, we need to get into some motherfucking things.
Sapphire.
Get up out the way, bitches, bags is being checked. Yeah.
Like, group chat, are y'all here? Are we here? Are we breathing? Are we well? Are we keeping up with the Kardashians, bitch? Because we need to talk about some motherfucking things. Y'all, when I tell y'all this motherfucking weekend, this week has been packed full of packed shit. Girl, we need to unpack some shit. So I hope you guys are drinking water. I hope you guys, I hope your back is feeling good. Because, you know, all that motherfucking tension on your back, we not gonna have no motherfucking humpbacks around here, group chat. So I hope y'all back is feeling good. Y'all see my glasses off, so y'all know a bitch is about to just talk. Because I just did my makeup and it feel like I got shit in my eyes. Happy Black History Month, because that's what the fuck is giving now, is Black History Month, y'all. We have finally got through motherfucking January, but not just enough without some extra shit going on. Nicki and Megan, y'all. Hiss and Bigfoot. Let's get into some things. Let's just fall into it. So on Friday, January 26th, Megan Thee Stallion drops her song Hiss, to where she comes for several motherfuckers that used her name for 24 hours of attention. She came for several folks, including Drake, said that he get his body done, and he a fraud, and he a fake gangster, and he just be up in niggas' hoods like a bad bitch. She also came for Nicki Minaj. She said these hoes ain't mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law. That's the one for Nicki. The strategic part is Megan said not one name, y'all. The strategic part about it is that she didn't say not one name. But the fact that we were all able to pinpoint what line was pertaining and referencing to who is clever. I think that is the art of hip-hop sometimes. Sometimes it's just an easy cop-out to just throw names on a beat and directly call somebody out. But the beef and the tension and the wordplay and the art comes into calling a motherfucker out and just running circles around them, right? It's like you running circles around them, but you're not directly pointing at them. I think that's more strategic in rap. So Megan did that, so I'll give kudos to that for her. People clocked the tea, y'all. People clocked that motherfucking tea. Her wordplay spoke for itself, and people ran with lines that were referencing certain folks, including Nicki Minaj. And y'all, since Megan dropped that song Hiss on Friday, this weekend plus this week has been a ride and rodeo of a hot ass mess ever since, and here is why. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this weekend was a field trip. I feel like we all were taking on an involuntary field trip this weekend, and we were just seeing different exhibits and shit, and like shit that we were not expecting to see. And I think that definitely a lot of it came from Nicki Minaj's camp, because this bitch has been going off all weekend. Tweeting, cursing out fans, threatening people. She has been responding in live chats. She has been tweeting. She has been tweeting directly, and she has been tweeting encrypted. It's so much here that needs to be unpacked here, because ever since Megan dropped that shit, we have been taken on a fucking field trip. So in Hiss, Megan says, these hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law. And I'm like, what the fuck is Megan's Law? I did not know what the fuck that was when people were talking about it at first. I was like, what is Megan's Law? Is it like a set of rules that she puts up and y'all just follow that bitch and y'all just proving that y'all follow this shit? So like, I thought Megan's Law, like one of them was y'all speaking on her name so y'all can get 24 hours of clout. I thought that was rule number one, but it's not. It's more tea, so let's clock it. When I tell you that's the one line that shook the queen of rap, when I tell you that one line shook the queen of rap, had her in her fucking boots all weekend, 6 a.m. in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 12 p.m., lunchtime, Papa Bear looking for food. When I tell y'all she had this queen shook, she literally had her shook, and we witnessed this throughout the entire weekend, y'all. And it came to a close when she dropped the diss song Bigfoot. So let's get into it. Side note, I also want to say this as a side note. You think that at this caliber, at this height of Nicki Minaj's career, being mentioned with the likes of Drake, Beyonce, Nicki would hold herself within that regard, kind of hold herself in that space to where it's like, I'm above you, I'm here, y'all are there, and actually setting that space, keeping that distance, keeping that, the calibers of women, the calibers of celebrity, the calibers of us, what separates us from Nicki. You would think that, you know, she would set that and stay in that caliber, or, you know, manifest in that, whatever. But unfortunately, this weekend proved me very wrong. That literally one line wouldn't ever faze them. Imagine if somebody came from Beyonce like that. Just one little line. Beyonce would never respond. You wouldn't even know that Beyonce knew about that shit. She was commenting under TikTok pages of women with like very low followers. Can't compare to Nicki. She was going down to their level to talk shit to them. So let's get into it. I just wanted to throw that out. This line is a possible reference to Nicki and her husband, Kenneth Petty, who is a registered sex offender, y'all, because Megan's Law is an actual federal law that was enacted in 1996 and has since been spread and expanded to other states. Megan's Law, Public Law 104 through 145, is the federal law that requires the release of relevant information to protect the public from sexually violent offenders. Why is this enacted? We have those databases now to where you can look up the nearby sex offender in your area and you can see what the motherfucker did and you're able to see exactly what they were charged for, how much they served, all these things. This is relevant information, right? Because had we not known this, you know, these motherfuckers would be walking around with this form of, if we didn't have these laws, a lot of these motherfuckers are wolves and you just put the sheep's clothing back on them so that they can easily blend in with society and possibly reoffend. Megan's Law was also named after Megan Kanka, a 7-year-old girl who was raped and murdered by a twice convicted child molester in New Jersey. So, let's get into Kenneth Petty real quick. I watch a lot of Steve Wilkos, so this type of stuff is very interesting to me, but it's not a surprise that a lot of women who get into relationships with these men, they start to believe that the men are innocent. They start to believe that this is not something that they want to attach themselves to. But instead of leaving, they defend them and they say, look, he didn't do this, or, you know, whatever. Usually in these stories, the men tell the women, look, I served my time, but I was wrongly convicted. I didn't do this. That was something that I was not a part of. And it's very interesting to me because I was just watching Steve Wilkos, and usually 99% of the time, these men fail and these women are crushed because they have been told this whole time that, look, I didn't do this. I was wronged. I am the victim here and I shouldn't have been serving that time, so I shouldn't be registered or whatever, right? And they try to tell their plans to kind of get their record expunged or take them off the registry. But once you're on that motherfucker, it's really hard to get off. So going into that, Nicki really tried her motherfucking hardest to make sure that Kenneth Petty was not on the registry. The victim, his victim, had to do a lot of moving. She had to change her name. She had to change her number. She dealt with a lot of extortion. She dealt with a lot of threats. And nobody should have to go through that. So going into that, Nicki was really mad about that. Went on a whole rant on Twitter, y'all. Just kept talking about shit. Bigfoot. She was calling her names. She was talking about, and I really don't want to bring this up as much, but she brought up Megan's mother. And if you guys don't know, Megan's mother passed away in 2019 due to brain cancer. That was really hard for Megan. If you guys don't know, Megan was popping. When she started getting more clout and more attention and accolades for her music, her mother passed away right at the cusp of her becoming famous. And that was everything that her mom worked hard for. Her mom was a rapper. Her mom was experienced in that area, and her mom was trying to bring her up as a manager. So to see that her mom passed away right when she started getting accolades and she started getting more popping is very sad, and it can send somebody to drinking a lot more. It can send somebody to going to seek out certain attention from the wrong people. It's just, there's a psychological effect there that is not a surprise when it comes to Megan. She lost her mom. Rest in peace to her. And within this, Nicki Minaj has been coming for her mom, was just going on this whole live, just talking shit about Megan. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's very distasteful. It's very distasteful because when you start bringing up the dead, that's not something that we all condone. And I'm glad that social media has a consensus that this ain't it, chef. Y'all, the fucking Minions trailer came out this weekend, and she even liked a tweet accusing the Minions of overshadowing her diss track. So after the weekend, we had to watch the painful, embarrassing whole 72-hour rant that Nicki Minaj went on in response to that one line that Megan dropped. Nicki Minaj finally reveals that she has a whole song ready for her. She said, y'all got a song, and I could even go harder on this bitch. And for me, I found it on Twitter. It was leaked a few hours before it was dropped, and I listened to it, and I have it on my phone, but I heard it. Nicki said, I got something for your ass, Megan. And guess what? It's not a diss track. My thing is, how are you going to make a song about a whole woman, shaming her, whatever, just talking shit about her, and not call it a diss track? I don't get that part. How do you do that and say, no, this is not a diss track? To each their own. Even the Barbs were saying it's a diss track and she said it's not. But whatever, the confusion continues. I start listening to it, y'all. My first reaction was like, no, this isn't it. Y'all are trying to play with this woman. Y'all created an AI version of whatever song that she did have and y'all made it sound so much worse. I'm like, y'all better stop playing with Nicki like this. This is not her. But then I realized this is her. And it was a 4-minute song. The last 2 minutes were her just talking, sounding high as hell. And it was really cringe. I was very embarrassed. For some reason, I was very embarrassed hearing that song. It was really hard to listen to. And this is coming from somebody who knows Itty Bitty Piggy from front to finish. Like, let me tell y'all this. I'm not a Barbs, but I know how to appreciate good music, especially good female rap music. I've been listening to Nicki Minaj since I was young. I've been listening to Nicki Minaj for a long ass time, since I was a teenager and personable. Nicki Minaj has some great music. She has dropped some amazing music. She is a legend in her own right. But this song, this track, it ain't it, chef. So I want y'all to put in the comment section, do you guys like Hiss more or do you guys like Bigfoot? And I know this has been a very controversial thing. People have been talking about this ever since it's been happening. I've been meaning to talk about it sooner, but I've been sick. So now that we have the chance to sit down and talk about it and see how this thing has unfolded, because if you guys don't know, the recent information on this is that Megan Thee Stallion's mom's gravesite address was uncovered in the exact location. And we all know that the Barbs did that shit. And they found the location. It was like, you know what to do. To put extra security up there. Because that's disgusting that people are planning on going to a gravesite to do what? That's disgusting. I wouldn't want to call myself a Barb because of the association and the bullying culture and the mean girl culture that it's linked to. She has all these dogs, which are the Barbs, and she just lets the leash go, and she knows that these motherfuckers are going just feral dogs, and she knows that, and she just doesn't do anything about it. And it's really distasteful because I think Nicki Minaj was very hurt by this song, and I feel like she lashed out, and she's also using her fans to lash out. And I pray and I pray and I pray that Megan Thee Stallion's mother's gravesite is not harmed, vandalized at all, because that would be ultimately so disgusting that her fans are going to the dead, the unalive, to disrespect them. Because this is honestly the most disgusting part about it, and you have to watch what you motherfucking say, okay? Because ever since this song dropped, it's been a whole abundance of people disagreeing with it, calling it shit. The beat is shit, the cadence is shit, the mix is shit, right? We all can come together and be like, okay, this was not Nicki Minaj's best work. This is honestly her worst work that she's done yet. And if you don't agree with it, you must be a Barbs. And we can all agree that the Barbs are a little delusional, because if you keep making excuses and if somebody is always right to you and they can't do no wrong, that means that you're idolizing this person and they're your idol. So we can't say nothing to anybody who is idolizing and putting this woman in God's status, because my beliefs say I don't fear nobody but God himself. Nicki Minaj can't crack the motherfucking sky. She can't make the sun go down and make the moon come up. She is not omnipresent. She can't hear the shit that I'm saying. But God can. So for the people who are putting her on that pedestal, that godlike pedestal, and is not holding her accountability, I don't got nothing to say to y'all bitches. I don't have nothing to say to y'all. Y'all are so far gone. There is no conversation to be had to y'all. This is not for you. You're gonna like that shit. You're gonna keep eating that shit up. It reminds me of the meme of the bitch eating them damn onions. Y'all gonna keep eating that shit up. Go ahead. I'm not here to talk to y'all about that, because if y'all gonna be stuck in that mentality that this shit is good and Nicki knows what she's doing and she can't do no wrong and this shit is awesome and she did that and she ate, do you, boo-boo, because the more you talk, the more people are going to realize that you're fucking stupid.
Stop saying that out loud so people can hear how crazy you really are.
I'm going to give y'all my raw thoughts about what I think about this. Honestly, I love Nicki Minaj's music. I'm not sitting up here saying I disown her, but I am holding her accountable. And I think it's important to hold these celebrities accountable, because this shit ain't it. And the one thing about this shit not being it is that you're constantly chanting, I don't even want to say this shit, but you're constantly chanting something in regards to somebody's unalived mother, and you're making fun of it, you're chanting it. Nicki Minaj's goofy self even posted that, oh yeah, this shit catchy. And then you got delusional people in the thing like, yeah, I was sitting in front of my kitchen just singing that. And people whose mothers have passed away, I want to respect those people, because I can't even imagine that, and I wouldn't even want to. So to even be uttering that and chanting that, you see where I'm going with that? It's almost like a manifestation thing, so y'all better watch what y'all motherfucking say. It's bullying culture, But I feel like Megan has been through so much. And Megan, if you're watching this, girl, you have been through so much. I'm an empath, y'all. If you're an empath, put a like in the comment section. Like, I'll say that she had one good line. Let me bring up that one good line. In Bigfoot by Nicki Minaj, this is the one lyric that I really like. She wanna party with the baby while rubbing on Tory Toupee. I guess she needed money back for them Trey songs. She G-Eazy. Carl made her crawl for it. That was really good wordplay, Nicki. I'ma give it to you for that. These are all men that Megan Thee Stallion is known to be associated with or dated. And it's no secret that Megan went around town and dated different types of men. Athletes. She dated rappers. She did that. And she's a consenting adult. So a lot of this is now starting to become put on a spotlight, and I think it should be. Nicki needs to be held accountable, because if she doesn't, she will continue to spiral. She will continue to self-destruct. She will continue to think that this shit is cute, and she will continue to keep being enabled, and it's not a good look. Y'all doing too much. I could never idolize a celebrity. I could never idolize Nicki Minaj. I could never idolize Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I don't get it. Y'all gotta wake up. I want y'all to make sure y'all stay tuned for another video. We might have another update. We might have some more discussions. But until then, I want y'all to make sure y'all drinking water. Not stressing too much. Don't let this shit stress you. Make sure that y'all got right with God. Make sure y'all got a relationship with your higher power. Making sure that y'all stay in peace. Because all this other shit should not be phasing us. And we should also be in control of the shit that we do put our attention to. So with that being said, y'all, put in the comment section, are you team Megan? Are you team Nicki? Are you team Roman? Are you team Tina? Are you team Hiss? Are you team Bigfoot? I'm curious to know, and I would love to have a discussion in the comment section. If you are Barbs, if you are team Nicki, don't be scared. Don't be scared. We're not gonna bite over here, baby. I mean, we might nibble, but we ain't gonna bite. Y'all stay safe, y'all. Peace.
Sapphire. Get up out the way, bitches, bags is being checked. Yeah.